Hi, this is Daryl from TrueImage Video. Today I wanted to show you my do-it-yourself camera slider. As you can see, it kind of has a similar look as some of the other ones on the internet that people have done. Let me show you what a couple of the differences are. First of all, I used a piece of hardwood here, okay, just mounted some electrical boxes on the ends and put the conduit on, compression fittings on the ends, just like a lot of people have done. I also put some aluminum plates on here just to serve as a brace for some feet that you can screw on, so obviously you can set it on a surface and have it sit flat. Now here's where I think mine is a little bit different than most that I'd seen on the internet. The average camera slider that I'd seen that was professionally made, one of the characteristics it had was it was a locked-in track. So I set out to do one locked in as opposed to just something resting on a track, or something possibly using the conduit but it had a lot of play. See, as you can see on this one, there's not a lot of play. It sits nice and flat, but it glides very smooth. The way I achieved that was, first of all, the conduit. Those of you that have handled conduit know that there's a bit of a texture on it, and I went ahead and used sandpaper and just smoothed it out a bit. Didn't really smooth it out that much, but definitely tried to smooth it out so that it would be much smoother. And then here's the thing that I found. These are called shaft collars. Now I got shaft collars, 3/4 inch shaft collars with set screws. Now what that allowed me to do is, because it had set screws, is remove the set screws and just bolt the plate right to them. So that worked out pretty good. And this is just a piece of aluminum plate, nothing special. And then of course I mounted a ball head and a quick release slider plate on there. But this was the trick here, these shaft collars, and then I put a little bit of felt in there, and I have to tell you, I glued the felt onto those shaft collars, and it was kind of difficult. I made quite a mess. I had to rip the felt out a couple of times until I got it just right, where it wasn't balled up and where it was nice and smooth. So the combination of the sanded conduit and the felt on the shaft collars basically gave me this really nice smooth slider. And if you are shooting a shot on an angle or something like that, you don't have to worry about it falling off. It may slide down, but it's not going to fall off. You could even shoot upside down if you had to do something like that. Some of the other features that I did put in here was I went ahead and glued a bubble level on here so you know when you're level, and I put a threaded hole in here. It's an insert, a threaded insert. It's not just threaded wood, that wouldn't hold very well. But anyway, a threaded insert so that it can also be mounted onto a tripod. Let's go ahead and mount that to a tripod and see how that works out. Okay, now with the quick release plate mounted on this, you can go ahead and slide it right onto a tripod. Tighten that up. Okay, now you got yourself a tripod mounted camera slider. Okay, now of course on the tripod it's not quite as stable if it were sitting. I did see on another do-it-yourself camera slider where a guy used a sawhorse to mount his. I thought that was a pretty good idea, but I did want the option of setting it on a tripod for this reason mainly, is whenever you wanted to get an angle shot, I thought it would work really nice with a tripod. You can get that nice and smooth shot there. So I thought that would come in handy. I think if you were going to run it flat, you know, you may want to set it on something a little more sturdier on the ends, because you're going to get a little bit of bounce here. But of course, if you're careful, you can make it still come out pretty good. So anyway, that's my do-it-yourself camera slider. If you got any questions about it, let me know. And here's some shots made from the camera slider. Thank you.